I would not have pulled the trigger. It was just after 10 when I turned the boxy police scanners to their stations. I set the Bearcat to cover precincts 1, 5, and 7. The Home Patrol would hit precincts 20 and 24. I tuned the Whistler to listen in on precincts 19 and 23. I lined them up on the marble coffee table next to the picture of Simone on Eric's shoulders at the Bronx Zoo. The photo of me in dress blues, shaking the police commissioner's hand. My leather holster empty now, yet clinging to the shape of its old duty, its new regrets. On the window pane, I watched the same scene that played out 1,000 times each day, like the jumbled pieces of a puzzle I was sure would never fit. A hand that was my hand, reaching for my sidearm. My Glock aimed at my partner's head. A thumb that was my thumb, cranking back the hammer. My voice a command. Don't move. I would not have pulled the trigger. I knew this like I knew my own name. What I didn't know was why I had done it. Why I had blown up my life for the sake of a perp who was caught hours after I helped him get away. This was 3, maybe 4 minutes of my life. Yet, like an explosion, it had devastated everything. I turned up the volumes on the scanners until they hurt my ears. I closed my eyes. I waited for the static to drown out my noise. On the north block of 79th at Columbus, an officer called in a level 1, shots fired. Dispatch sent an emergency service unit for an evidence search. At the Port Authority, a man was struck by a northbound A train. A robbery. A traffic accident. A suspicious vehicle on 57th and Lex. But no homicides. I sat on the sofa that still carried Eric's musk and wool scent. I sipped water like I had a reason to be sober, but there were no homicides. On other nights, when a Signal 7 had come through, I would piece together enough of the scene to interrupt my regularly scheduled spiraling. A woman killed in her apartment was usually a domestic. A man killed in the park was a mugging gone awry. Shot in a vehicle meant gang violence, sometimes drugs. After a while, these images would blot out the memory of how I'd ruined everything. Finally, I could sleep. But not tonight. It was close to midnight when my cell buzzed. It was my little brother. He'd already tried me 3 times this week. Each time I felt a little guiltier for not answering. If he really needed me, I told myself, he'd text. As I waited for voicemail to pick up yet again, outside my window, the video arcade lights of the Empire State Building shifted from blue to red. I used to love their predictability, the way they could surprise me. Now, as they blurred against the rain, all I felt was an overwhelming sense of the city's indifference to me, even after all I'd done to keep it safe. I swiped to answer the call. "Leigh? It's me, Ronan." "I know who it is," I said, my voice a little hoarse. "Your name comes up on my phone." "I know, but it's polite. Hey, sorry to call so late. I've been trying to reach you. Did you get my messages?" I assured my brother that yes, I'd gotten his voicemails, which had all said unhelpfully, "Call me back." Yes, I was fine. I was busy evaluating my options. I was reassessing and regrouping. I was planning next steps. I was the same as every other time he'd called over the past 6 months, still trying to imagine the future, still stuck trying to decode the past. "I'm sorry, Leigh." Over the line, a pause like an axe swinging. "And Eric? Are you guys still separated?" "I knew it was coming," I replied, by which I meant I hadn't seen it coming at all.